So we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you that don't know me, my name is LaVett, and I actually work with the North Carolina Community Development Initiative. I manage their residential real estate programs, and we're getting ready for our green panel here. And I'm so sorry it's not able to be with you this morning, but I understand Together NC was here giving an update on the economy. And despite everything that's going on, and I know they gave some very startling facts, particularly as it relates to our budget deficit, and although that in and of itself can depress you if you allow it, despite all of that, there is great opportunity that's available in the state, particularly as it relates to green and the whole green movement. So I'm excited about our panelists here today. The initiative, we've been working closely with Bob Powell at A&T to really just figure out what's going on in the industry and the part that we can play. We will continue to bring information before you because we know that it's a great opportunity. I mean, green is here to stay. Not only is it a national movement, but a global movement as well. And so, again, we are excited to have our panelists here that will be able to share with you some real life examples of the work that they're doing and the opportunity that is available. I know many of you in the room have already kind of made a shift from, focusing on new construction, going from new construction to really being focused on retrofits and rehab. And with that, because that is exactly where we are now at this time, again, great opportunity. And so we're going to talk about it from a market perspective, a community perspective, in addition the business model. So I'm going to turn it over to Bob, who will give a brief overview, and then you will hear from our panelists. We have Judy Kincaid here with Clean Energy Durham. We also have, with Asheville Go, we have Dan, Leroy, and DeWayne Barton. And again, Bob Powell with North Carolina A&T University.
I'm delighted. Everybody hear me? To be here this afternoon. I have been very eager to connect with the North Carolina Community Development Corporation community. You guys do the three most important things: community, development, and corporations. What your role is just key to the quality of life in this state. As LaVett has said, there's been a group of us, David Warren, myself, and the initiative staff, looking at green for North Carolina, and particularly the role of CDC is related to that. And today we're going to talk about energy retrofits, because what we see with the market, many of you, and I've worked with a couple of you in fact, building green houses, building new construction, and again that has been kind of the history of CDCs, to build new houses. But with the way the market is going, retrofit is the market opportunity that's here now. Not only for energy, but across the board. That's where people are going to spend money on their houses. That's where you and I are spending money on our houses to fix them up. And energy retrofit is a particular version of that has some, it's the only thing you can do to your house where you pay yourself back every month, having done it. Because you're going to reduce your energy bill by $20, $30 a month. The folks here at Frank can tell you more and better about that than I can. But energy retrofits is a major market that we want to encourage you all to consider and hopefully even figure out what kind of projects you can develop in that vein. Related to that, frankly, we're all part of a statewide process that's happening with the State Energy Office. And in that process, they describe really three components. And you've got all three components here today. Marketing, which I'll say is the most important. Judy's going to talk about that. Workforce development, training, getting the jobs. And Asheville Go guys are going to talk about that. And then finally, business development, which puts the two of those together and actually gets you on the ground, which is what you guys do. And I'm going to try and talk about that a little bit. So those are the three topics that we'd like to talk about. And so, Judy, if you start us off.
Thank you, Bob. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you this afternoon. I'm the Executive Director of Clean Energy Durham. Our mission is to move America toward cleaner and safer energy by creating organizations of neighbors helping neighbors save energy. So what we do is we build community, and while we get people to save money on energy. And we're a volunteer-based organization where we train volunteers to teach each other, teach their neighbors how to save energy. We started out by wanting to be a model for the rest of North Carolina, and indeed the country, because we're ahead of anybody else in the country on putting together this kind of program that we put together. I want to start off by telling you a story about the importance of what we do. About a year and a half ago, I went to hear a presentation at the North Carolina legislature by the then head of the Low-Income Weatherization Assistance Program. And he and his folks were talking about what they do with that program. And he said, well, we go into homes and we put this insulation in and we fix the windows and so forth. And he said, but we don't put in programmable thermostats for the senior citizens because they can't understand how to use them very well. And I was sitting there myself thinking, well, we do the same work. We teach people how to put in a programmable thermostat, and we teach them in a group of neighbors. And when they don't have they forget how to do it, their neighbors come around and they help each other. And so you can get a lot more done when you're working with your neighbors. There are three things that we work on. There is the behavioral, cultural things that you need to do to save energy, like reminding yourself to turn off the lights. There is that's for one. The second is the do-it-yourself things that any homeowner can do yourself. I mean, it's not rocket science to put a little weather strip under your front door. It will save you money. And then there's the professional level stuff that homeowners need to know. What are the most cost-effective things they can do if they're going to hire a professional? Where is a waste of money? Where's the best dollar spent? So we work on teaching people those things. I'm going to show a quick 6-minute video that gives you a really good overview of our program. Erin is my trusty IT person for this particular thing. She's going to put it on.